Yeah, that looks beautiful.
Yeah,
oh my
that's
God. Really nice watch. If young watchmakers would specialize in this stuff, man, they can make a very good living. A lot of clients I haven't heard from in a while,
They're
coming back. They're like, oh, things are affordable.
Jessica,
Before I look at all the watches you have out for me,
Okay.
I do see you have my favorite person in your family behind Gabe, because Gabe, we go way back.
Gabe goes way back.
So Jessica started working here?
Come say hi on the camera, right? This is Jessica.
This is Sonny's amazing daughter, who now works at Sonny's collection. So don't contact Sonny anymore. Contact
Just
Jessica.
contact me.
Yes.
Yeah. And
Yes, those are
she
not
speaks better English than me. How about that, right? So talk.
Yeah, but she's also way cooler. Okay, let's get
So
to
anyway, let's talk about watches.
Dealer's choice. What do you got for me today?
Okay, it's a really nice gold GMT, but
Okay.
I bought it from the original owner, and the original owner had the original credit card
receipt. When you used to go,
yeah, when the old school, and the new generation doesn't even know what that
let's
means.
block out his credit card number in case somebody.
Nah,
I'm just kidding.
Probably that's it.
This is from when is
1983 says on top.
Wow.
Yeah, so,
Through 1985. Wow.
and look what he paid. What an investment, dude.
$3,095.
Yeah, that's what he cost.
I mean, that was kind of this. Yeah.
And he
So
bought
it
it
looks
from
like
the
May
island.
28th, 1984 is when he bought it.
It's my birthday.
Wow.
Congratulations. Birthday watch for you. Birthday watch for
yeah.
you. That was probably a lot of money in the 80s.
Like
I mean,
$3,000.
I was negative 1 years old when this watch was sold. But yeah, 3,000 probably adjusted for inflation. It's got to be like in the 20s. But either way, the watch is appreciated significantly. What are you asking for that?
Well, I'm asking, it's a full set box, papers, with the original papers,
stuff, yeah.
all the stuff, and then I'm trying to get like $25,000.
Oh yeah, so yeah, great. I mean, listen,
it's a big,
almost 10x on your money.
Yeah.
But I think it's also it's like a happy accident. No one bought this thinking in the 80s that it was going to appreciate in value.
Sure.
And when he wore it for 30 odd years now, 40 years now. 40 years now.
84.
2000.
Yeah, 40
years. He's probably, very delighted to hear that, like, oh my God, it's worth,
It was a great investment, if you look at it at
So-
this point, and it's still in very good condition.
Yeah, it looks nice.
Yeah, so it's like, it's a pleasing watch. It's an honest watch.
Yeah, not a lot of stretch. So he wore it, but like didn't abuse it.
Destroy it, yeah.
Didn't
And I don't
abuse
think
it.
this has been polished, maybe once, maybe not.
Maybe lately. It's got nice bevels.
Yeah, so at the end of the day, and it's a beautiful watch. They came in two dials, of course. Everybody knows that the black dial, nipple dial, and the brown nipple dial. And brown, of course, is more desirable.
I've seen a shift in that. Like,
Really?
I wouldn't even say at this point one is more desirable than the other, and the one I'm pricing more is the one that's in better condition at this point. So it's like I would have agreed with you a few years ago.
Right.
I don't think it's the case anymore.
Oh, okay.
I think it's now just completely subjective, and whichever watch is nicer.
Like condition really makes a big difference right
Look
now.
at the patina on this case.
Yeah, the patina's right.
It for sure hasn't been polished in a very long time.
Yeah.
It's like, look at that.
I don't think so. Like, I used it, right? Even the hands are like perfect patina and all that. But as I said, the kick of when I was buying the watch, when the guy pulled out, oh, I have the original invoice. And I'm like, wow. And I looked at it,
Who
like,
saves that? Yeah,
who saves that?
right.
And it's in perfect shape. Usually they're like all torn and distressed and all that stuff, but it's in perfect shape. I mean, it even smells like probably the old man.
People don't realize like how uncommon it is to find stuff like this.
find stuff
you
like
know?
that.
Everybody wants a full set, but they don't realize what it takes to keep this credit card receipt for 40 years.
40 years.
I lose stuff that I have from last week. I barely remember what I had for breakfast this morning. Trick question, I don't eat breakfast, but it's okay. Cool, let's table this one. I like it.
Okay. And then
what do you got
another
next?
exciting one that I recently bought is
I was looking at that. It looks nice.
It's an Explorer 1.
Okay.
And if you see that, it's just like we call it tropical. It really has like faded in a really nice like.
Very nice color. Yeah. And it's weird, all these open chapter gilt 1016s, very few of them are completely tropical brown across the whole dial.
Oh,
And it's always, I've noticed recently, like as I had a beautiful one recently, it's usually the right side that gets brown and
Really?
it stays black more on the left,
Wow. So
it's
I
like a
thought-
gradient scale.
So I make a story that the guy was driving cross country with his hand sticking outside the window. Oh, right. That's why on one side is a different color. But it's a nice watch.
So it's circa like 65.
You know what? You're gonna check the serial number. I just
Bracelet is dated 67, second quarter, little numbers right here. Original 7206
The original
rivet bracelet with 58 end links. So like it looks like a completely unmolested
And the
watch.
bracelet is nice. Bracelet is nice too.
The whole watch is nice.
Yeah.
Whole watch is nice. Yeah, definitely interested in this. This is very cool. Hands look original.
Yeah, they have a
Looks
nice original. Nobody's played with the watch.
You have an extra loop here.
I have this one. Very
Jessica
powerful
only
one.
finds loops for you, not for me.
Oh God. Yeah.
Yeah, really nice style too. Really nice and glossy.
Right.
Beautiful watch. Multibello. Okay.
Good.
Next.
Next.
We like it.
Okay. Okay. Listen, I have a little project. I don't know if you can use this thing.
Okay.
It's a project. It's got a beautiful dial. Stunning dial. Just like it's a little TLC.
5513.
Yeah, 5513. The bracelet, the flip lock is missing. This thing can be tightened up or exchanged, the bracelet.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a little project of a watch. It's priced right also, so.
What's the price?
I could do as is. Yeah, like $6,000.
Oh, that's
yeah.
very good
So
price.
you can't go wrong.
You can't.
You got to spend a little bit of money, make it a little nicer.
So I mean, I love projects like this because if you have the resources and time and effort,
That's
and patience,
the thing.
you could buy something cheap and then like kind of make it your own.
You put some money in it and time.
The bracelet, it's a little.
Well,
it's
somebody
not
used
that
it.
bad. The flip lock part, it's only like $10 to like put that little piece back on here. And what's more concerning is this pin, but that pin's easy.
No,
to
the
fix.
guys, the guys who do the bracelets, they do a good job.
What do you think the cost would be to restore this bracelet? If I didn't want to replace it and just restore it.
To do the bracelet would probably cost you between $500 to $700.
Oh, that's not so bad.
It's not that bad.
That's not so
but the
bad.
problem is the time, because everybody's just like, give me the watch, call you when I'm ready, kind of thing.
Right.
And then you got to fix the case a little bit.
Yeah,
polish
there's
the
a
case,
nice little ding there, some road.
Yeah, so a little laser work and all that kind of stuff, and the watch will come out right. At the end, the dial is nice.
Yeah, the dial looks beautiful.
Yeah,
oh my God.
Nice patina and all that stuff. So.
Yeah, beautiful matching hands and everything. Really nice watch. Okay.
And then I have
everything so far.
One of my Venezuelan dealers. They brought me this thing. It's with written Serpico Laino.
As soon as you said Venezuela, I'm like, it's
Serpico Laino.
Yeah, so a little 50s rose and steel Oyster Perpetual. It looks like it's working. Has a lot of patina. Question is on the back, do we have the Serpico
It does say in the back. That's why I was like, it's a complete one.
This is a cool one because it has all the engravings. Model Depose, I can't pronounce it. I can never pronounce anything in a foreign language. But above that, SNL Acero, which is steel, and gold, E Oro, 14 karat.
So it's all correct.
So that's wild. That's the whole thing.
It's not in the best shape, but it's still in very good shape.
And then serial and model number here, not between the lugs, completely visible. Really nice. Yeah, not the best shape, but super rare, cool watch.
Yeah, it's a nice watch. It's
This is like an under 5K kind of thing?
I bought them in a package, so I haven't individually, I got to come out with the numbers and all that stuff.
Yeah.
It's the same thing I was going to ask you over here. It's like I don't really have the numbers here, but these are some nice watches here.
Okay. I'm surprised to see you have this. This is like a very cool niche watch.
It's a nice looking watch, and I bought it.
You bought it just because you like the color, didn't you?
Yeah.
You like the color, didn't
It's
you?
like a little brownish kind of color.
So, solid gold, Zenith El Primero, reference G381.
Okay.
I think that's right. Sounds right. 1970s, it was Zenith's gold version of their A386, so same case, but just in gold. But these registers and this outer track, which is a little faded in terms of the actual print, was black.
Oh, really?
So you thought this was like factory browned out? No, this is black, and it's aged tropical. Wow, really cool watch. Condition, it's been used for sure.
Well,
whoever had this watch really loved it. But super cool watch.
Okay.
And you don't see these very often.
No, I don't see them. That's why it was in a bottom, especially with that color.
I've sold a million of the steel ones. I think I might have sold one of these.
Golden ones.
Yeah.
Okay,
Actually, quite
we'll
rare.
come up with some numbers. Right?
Yeah. So this is part of this package.
Yeah. So part of the package here.
Yeah, it's a nice little package. Out of South America.
South America, yeah.
Very cool watch. Numbers on the back still visible. It's nice. Yeah, cool watch. Definitely.
And then this is a Daytona, modern.
Okay.
But the dial is a little ivory.
Little ivory.
Yeah, eggshell, ivory, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, I mean...
I don't know nothing about this one. I haven't bought this watch yet, but...
okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, with P and like K serials, some of the 116520s, white dials would age a little creamy.
Right.
A lot of them are doctored these days. When you see like these bright yellow lemon ones, this one's not. It's not super creamy, but it's definitely off-white.
Yeah, but it's off-white.
Definitely
It's
off-white.
Yeah.
I don't know that it carries like the crazy premium as like a true like creamy Pana one, like Pana. But it does carry some premium. Because if you hold it next to like a stark white dial, you'll see the difference.
Well, I don't have any of the white dial here.
But just even on the Zenith, you'll see the difference in color. Yeah, if you buy this, let me know.
Sure.
Have you noticed like prices have come down a little?
Oh,
bit?
yeah.
Daytonas, you could pick up before. You could never pick up one of these for less than in the 20s, and now you could pick them up sometimes in the teens. Maybe not this one,
high teens,
but like a normal one. If it's watch only specifically, you could get them in the high teens now, which is great.
Which is great. Listen, it gives a lot of other people who could not afford Daytonas. They're giving them a chance to buy Daytonas.
Yeah, I mean, I have a lot of it's been happening for the past like 18 months, where a lot of people are like, a lot of clients I haven't heard from in a while.
They're calling back.
They're coming coming back. They're like, oh, things are affordable. I had a guy who messaged me after not talking to me for 3 years. He never bought anything from me. Just messaged me to inquire about some watches in 2021. And he pops back up now a couple nights ago to offer me on a massive like 7-figure watch.
Wow.
And then this like Perpetual Patek. We couldn't agree on terms, but he was like, dude, I love this downturn because like now I'm able to buy.
Yeah, that's
again.
what it is. Yeah.
He made me a couple low-ish offers, which listen, I get it. Everybody wants to get their best price possible, but I think he and I will do something in the future. But the fact that he was re-entering the market because prices are down, it's good. Gives people a chance to like buy.
That's what I said. A lot of people couldn't afford them. Now, for example, like last week, I sold 2 Daytonas, and I got another call today that I want a Daytona. So all of a sudden, people could not afford these watches. They're buying them.
It's like hard to buy when the prices just keep going up, and it's hard to buy when the prices just keep going down because no one wants to catch a falling knife.
Right.
Once they level out and they're at a more reasonable level, and people kind of understand that things have calmed down for the most part. I mean, I think there's still some markets that are in flux. It is more encouraging, and you're more willing to buy something. I think.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So right now, this is the affordability is like. Normal people can say, okay, you know what, I can buy it.
Even me buying for like my personal collection, like there's certain watches that I'm like, I don't want to touch them before because I was worried like they were just overinflated. Like some independent watches, for example, like the markets were just overinflated, like crazy numbers,
it was.
like Journes and this and that. And now I'm able to like now consider them again and purchase a couple of them because the prices are reasonable and kind of healthy. I'm not scared to lose money. I do it all the time. Okay, but I don't want to buy a watch for let's say 200 grand and then it's like, oopsie, it's worth 100 now. It's tough. I've been in that
massive loss.
I've been in that position. It does not feel good. I'm sorry. Are any of my watches fixed? The best watchmaker in the world.
We're working. The problem is the watchmakers they're like panicking when I give them crazy stuff. I mean, and the thing is, one after the other, I have these dealers. I don't want to mention names.
Okay.
You can. But I'd rather not. I'd rather not mention names. And I've told them over the years that I am done with the watch repairing. I'll do it for you. We get along, we do business and all that kind of stuff. But I have watchmakers that I don't even do business. I haven't even seen it like so many years.
And they want like favors.
And then do me a favor, do me this, do me that. And I'm like swamped. And I don't hate sitting on the bench, even though I have a watchmaker's
It brings up like an interesting quandary I think that we find ourselves in, especially as time moves on, is like you see a decline in the amount of competent watchmakers who can work on vintage watches, correct?
Yes.
What do you see happening in the next like 20, 30 years?
Oh, no.
There's going to be like specialists who are going to charge all the money.
it's the watch repairing, the qualified people, the watchmakers or watch repair or whatever you want to call them. There's going to be a very, like a small amount. And they're going to be so crowded, they're going to be like specialized doctors or surgeons.
Right.
You're going to take an appointment just to show that your watch. Because we can't throw these watches in the trash but when they don't work.
Luckily, most of these watches that I see you pulled out for me today, and most vintage watches that are not too complicated, if you have them serviced properly, they should be good for like 5 years.
Easily, yeah.
It's not a problem that comes up a lot, but I think it's just going to cause servicing of very specialized watches to get more and more expensive as time goes on.
Oh, yes. Okay. The servicing of watches in today's world is already getting ridiculous. Even though I know watch repair, I've done that all my life.
It's nothing compared to the car world.
but okay, so the car world, I don't know nothing about. But talk about watch repair right now, I basically have to beg people for a certain part.
Right.
Beg people to do these things, which I was not used to that.
Right.
It was so easy before. Pick up the phone, Patek Philippe, pick up the phone, Rolex. This is my credit card, just ship me the watches, parts. But now it is getting impossible. And even if you can get the parts, like for example, I found a guy in Switzerland who said he'll supply me Rolex parts. All original, actually, a package is supposed to be coming here. A little expensive, but at least original parts. But the thing is, once I get the parts, who am I going to give it to service the watch?
Right.
Because everybody, there's
it's
a line, is busy. And the watchmakers don't want to take anymore.
Right.
Yeah. Once again, I don't want to mention a name, but I have a friend of mine in the business, a renowned dealer. These watchmakers have killed themselves because they get
so busy.
They got so busy, and that's like you go home, you're still ticking. The tick-tock is still in the head.
Yeah.
You dream of watches. You come home. You can't get away from it.
I think young watchmakers coming out of these schools, they would be smart to try to start specializing in some vintage watches because they're going to start. I think this is not going to be a real problem for another, let's say, decade or two.
Yeah.
Once the older watchmakers start retiring, there's still enough out there in their 40s and 50s who are good. They would be smart to just start specializing in that. And I know there is a guy, for example, this guy on Instagram, True Patina, who became a watchmaker and became very good, and he charges a half hefty amount, but his work is very good, and he gets a lot of business because there's not a lot of competition. You know,
That's
I mean,
true.
there is competition, but like everybody's so busy.
Yes,
that
that is
if
true.
young watchmakers would specialize in this stuff, man, they can make a very good living.
Well, we got to find those. But
Right.
the other problem is, like, you know, a lot of these young guys, they're not really motivated.
Right.
And the thing is, it's like, it's a craftsmanship.
Right.
But I haven't met anybody that I can say, you know, I'll put you underneath my wing, I'll guide you what to do, but you got to have the motivation.
Right.
I haven't found anybody.
Yeah.
I tried my own kids, and they're like, nah, you know, it's easy to sit in the computer, buy, sell watches, and it's easy.
Jessica's too lovely. Gabe is too studly. You
Yeah,
know?
well, you know, it's like, yeah, so it's easy for them to put something on
But would your
Instagram.
operation even run if they weren't here? No.
No,
So,
no, I need them. I'm getting to that stage that I can't handle it anymore.
All right, 3 left.
Okay, so the thing is,
these are awesome watches. I like.
Okay, yeah, so this one, it's like, it has, people say it's factory diamonds.
Yes.
But I don't know, I haven't seen many of these in factory diamonds.
This is factory diamonds because I picked this up before we started rolling.
Right.
Reference 4609.
Okay.
So that is a specific reference for factory diamonds. It's interesting that you have this too because I've been getting offered a lot of like yellow gold Midases with this like diamond set case that are not factory. It was a very popular thing to do. I can only guess that this either this reference that was specifically with factory diamonds was hard to get back in the day, or that it was just so much more expensive when you bought it from Rolex. So somebody would buy a regular Midas
and then put the diamonds on top.
and then flood it like people do with watches now.
Right.
So,
But this is factory.
This is factory because it's a specific reference just for this style of diamonds. So definitely.
Do you like it like that, all spread it out pave diamonds? I mean, it's just too.
It's not
gaudy.
my style. I generally like diamonds like on markers.
On markers, yeah.
Right.
Like not too many diamonds. It's like somebody sprinkled the diamonds on top.
But I appreciate it for what it is. Like I think
you know.
it's better than if like these new like Sarus that like the whole bracelet is factory diamonds. Oh, it's too much. You gotta worry about like smacking it against the desk or something.
Those are for the I call them for the Arabian people. You know, they're like all those diamonds.
Arab market loves that flash. They love the flash. Yeah, no, but like this is a really rare watch, especially in white gold.
Okay, yeah.
Especially in white gold.
Well, I want to show you that watch, so I said I have that. So anyway, so the rest there, this is, I don't know why I showed you this. I mean, it's a beautiful Piaget. I rarely see
because these are
like,
hot right now.
Yeah, so all of a sudden, people like that. It's and surprisingly, it's like a tank, and it's manual wind.
Right.
And you know
bracelet.
the bracelet, yeah, and the dial has the same design as the bracelet, and the case. So it's really nice in white gold, and easy to wear. It's not too heavy for a white gold watch.
So this is Protocol A. What's the reference? 9152. I'm assuming this is in the Protocol A region. I think this bracelet was added. But
You think so? Because I do see. I was doubting that too, because I do see holes on the inside of the lugs for the bracelet. But then how come the bracelet is added, which matches the dial, which matches the case?
It's interesting because it says Bucherer Swiss 18 karat, but usually they would have like a Piaget buckle. I have a feeling when whoever bought this from Bucherer,
They added it?
They added it at Bucherer, which is cool because like I've never seen Bucherer Swiss like stamped in a bracelet.
Right, but it matches the case, the dial.
For me, it adds a lot to the watch. Yeah, I need to do some research. But
I mean, it's a beautiful looking watch. Yeah, I had it on the other day. I got compliments. They're like, wow.
Can you? Is this bracelet removable?
No, that's the thing. And whoever put the bracelet on did a perfect job, like a factory job.
Yeah, I gotta like Google the serial.
Yeah, guys. Also, this
these Piaget watches, people customize them all the time, though. It's very cool.
But wow, what a customizer!
I think you'd rather have it on this bracelet than not.
No, I'd rather have it like this. Right. Yeah, because I was wearing it the other day, and people were like, wow, what kind of watch is that? It's a Piaget. Yeah. It's not a very big watch, but it just looks nice.
No, but these are in fashion right now. These are really hot, especially the Piaget
big watches,
70s, 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're very, very cool right now.
Easy to wear, very easy to wear.
Right.
Yeah.
I think it's just another one of those like this watch we're probably about to talk about. Dare to be different kind of moment where it's like, how many times can you wear a sub or a sea dweller?
Yeah, that's true.
This one's a little extra special, but the point still stands. Like, there is a time and a place, and I think we like recorded like an Instagram short. It's like essential watches, like you have to own at some point, and Submariner was like the first on the list because everybody has to own a Submariner.
Submariner, yeah.
You have to.
That was like
even if it's not a Rolex Submariner, it's like a Tudor Submariner or like some other version that's like that quintessential dive watch.
That was like their sports model, you got to have a sports model.
It's the most recognizable, popular watch in the world for a reason.
That's true.
Honestly, when I go out, that's the most common watch I see in a man.
Yeah.
A Submariner. That's showing his muscle that I have a sports car, a sports watch,
But it's easy, it's simple. If James Bond can wear it with the suit, so can you.
Yeah, that's true
so
too. He was wearing it with a tuxedo with a $5 little NATO strap.
Yeah.
And he flunked pretty good. He showed off that he's wearing a.
It's one of those watches that even though it's a sports dive watch that's big and bulky, like you're never taboo for wearing it.
No,
like
that's
in
true.
any occasion.
In any occasion.
Any
Yeah,
occasion,
any
you know? So you don't have to use it to go underwater diving to enjoy it. But and it's also an easy watch to trade in and out.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know,
At
it's,
the end of the day,
that
it's
market is where it is.
So
last watch.
Okay, last one. This is a Corum. I used to sell them in the 80s. There's a lot of these. I hate to use the word gypsies. Used to buy them because there was a lot of gold.
Really?
It was a coin. It was good luck for them to have a gold coin watch.
Interesting.
But then, you know, I would say 3-4 years ago, I was buying them as melt.
Right.
So
Did you pay over melt for that?
So I think I paid a little over melt for that
Right.
because at the end of the day, you know, it's like it's a big watch. It's still wearable because I've seen the smaller ones too. So what do you think? Does it pick up the market? Pick it up on these things?
What did this melt for? Did you?
I
you
don't
remember?
remember. It was like five something because
Yeah,
the gold is crazy up right
you,
now.
You did okay. I would buy this from you at a profit. I think you see them listed. This is the quartz model, but it's cool because it's 35 millimeters, $20 Eagle coin or whatever. I think they started making these like in the 60s. They've been making them for a while.
Oh, they've been making them for a
and
while.
Like the new version of this that Corum released like several years ago is like a $40,000 retail.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like an automatic movement and all this stuff. But
that's
this
crazy.
one I think are priced in like the 8 to 10K range.
Okay, so
I
it's
think
not
you
that
did
bad.
okay.
Yeah, yeah.
I would buy it from you for a little profit.
Okay.
I think my grandfather used to wear one of these. I think this was like Corum, like trying to be avant-garde, like making things a little more interesting with a coin on it.
Yeah.
They're cool. The
there are
bracelet's
many-
long on this one.
But yeah, bracelet's long enough. I mean, they added something to it, but still, it'll do the job.
Yeah, no, it's super cool. Like it's good that people are interested in stuff like this. It's a small market, no
Yeah.
doubt, no
Okay.
doubt. But like the fact that like there are still buyers for this watch is good because it
I'm surprised.
reminds me of. So my dad is a stamp collector. He used to also collect coins for a little bit.
Oh,
not a
so
lot.
there you go.
But it just reminds me of like the conversation I've had with him a lot where it's like he has this crazy stamp collection, not even like in terms of value, just in terms of like quantity and the amount of time he spends on it. And he's going to be 70 in a couple weeks. And I remember a couple years ago, he jokingly said, after coming back from a stamp show, that he was the youngest person there.
Oh, really?
70 years
70
old,
years old.
67, 68 at the time.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, but I'm thinking like, and I said to him, I'm like, that's a problem. Because if you're the youngest person out of that show, maybe he wasn't really the youngest person, but maybe somebody in their 50s was, and there's not the younger generation getting into it. Because I saw watches to teenagers, 20-year-olds, 30-year-olds, 40-year-olds, vintage watches too. If there's not a younger generation getting involved in the hobby, it's going to die out at some point. You know, and he has an insurance policy on his stamps. He's like, well, you're going to inherit them one day. And I'm like, and by the time I inherit these stamps, they're going to be worth whatever the value on the stamp is. So it's like 10
take a
cents. I'm going to have to use them as stamps. You know,
that's it.
So instead of as collectibles. But it brings him a lot of pleasure and happiness.
Yeah,
He
it's a
loves
fun
the
thing.
collecting.
It's a
So
fun
that's
thing.
all that matters. Okay, cool. So let's put together some numbers. I'm interested in actually all of them.
Okay, so we'll
for
do
once.
something. No problem.
For
That's
once, you have
good.
really nice watches.
That's a good sign. Well,
Just kidding. You
trying.
always have nice watches.
I'm trying, dude. I mean, working with the South Americans, not easy.
I'm glad you're on the team now. I'm only going to bother you. I'm not going to bother him. He's too busy for me.
I'm too old. Yeah. Thank you. baby.
daughter-
She's putting me throwing me under the bus. You know? Yeah. Too old.
I'm just mean he needs to go retire.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
You take over. There you go.
Yeah. I got my kids taking over. That's good.